Good morning, good afternoon. Today's Monday, February 25th, 2019, and we're doing the morning business headline commentary. All right, looking at the headlines right now, we see G surging 13%. As you know, G has been focused for a long time since its drop in value, like drastically, and they need a turnaround plan by firing one of those incompetent CEOs previously, and they replace it with another incompetent CEO. Now, like it's a behemoth. Um, it was like dropping below $10 a share, and there was like a value bargaining proposition, and it's still slowly grinding higher. So if you want like a short thing, relatively speaking, G is the one to get in on it. I say like migrates a little bit above $10 a share. It may drop below that again, depending on how competent the current executives are. All right, so you see oil sinking again due to commentaries by the executive of the government. Yes, fuel prices is very important, as they need to keep a watch due to manipulations like headline manipulation, other things like refinery manipulation, like during the times that they need to retool or like adjust their refinery operations. That's when periodically they may take advantage of manipulation of the pricing. So you see like optimism with the Dow rising 200 points. Yeah, so um, rising 200 points. So this or the trade deal with between the two biggest economies. All right. Intel is a slow mover. There's a huge competition from the traditional architecture, which is not very energy efficient. The dynamic risk architecture dynamically consumes energy more efficiently based on the needs of the computing power, which Intel cannot do that. Intel chips architecture. And as you know, the Intel chips have a architectural flaw, um, trying to anticipate processing instructions, things like that. There was a flaw, which they probably still have, if I make a bet on it. Um, so I mean, if I go like risk is a better architecture, so that's why a lot of them has been put into other platforms than laptops. If they adopt more like an energy efficiency architecture, you can see laptops running 24 hours a day battery. So, so we see Warren Buffett coming out, with a tail behind his legs. The bruising losses. This is the trouble with. I mean, human beings are built to get old and get replaced by the younger generation, and this is a prime example. Like he's really advanced in age and is showing right now. He's trying to hustle into technology, which require technical background, which require at least 4 years of education to gain correct perspective and in understanding technology. So I mean, like I mentioned previously many times, he understood well the simple stuff when he was younger, like Coca-Cola, railroads, um, ice cream, things he understands, easy to do because he eats them himself. When he goes in technology, he's becoming like a very advanced age and showing that to many people who may be like taking advantage of his old age because he doesn't even have the technical background. So if I was following his investments, I followed the classic Warren Buffett style, not the technology style. He missed almost like 3 times now. Um, so in technology, I mean, this is revealing in itself that human beings are designed to get old and get replaced. So like it's proven in history, tyrants cannot rule forever, so to speak. So I mean, he can keep on going on if he wants to. But he just given a lot of easy opportunities for other sharks. You know what I'm saying? That that's happening, showing the markets right now. I mean, look at this. He's like picking fights he doesn't even understand. It's like trying to. Do you understand? Like he's like picking fights with some he's not even in the business with, and nobody asked him for his commentary on this because he's not technically qualified to even understand the stuff, which is technology stuff. So this is a little bit like revealing that he's limited in his ability to understand the bleeding edge technology. You know, yeah. So like a lot of young people have to keep their mouth shut. So not when you have to deal with old people, you just have to keep your mouth shut. So you don't like the unjustified emotions that they lay out on the young people if you say something bad about their advanced age. So that's like a little bit of ironies in. I mean, that's the reason why they should retire. You know. All right, so a little bit like that. So we see like a little bit 5G implementation, and a lot of people after my commentary are realizing, wait a minute, these are high quality products that are a little bit more resistant than any other products out there. Because it's a foreign company to the United States, and they can stand up to stupid stuff they try to put into technology, like the guy who escaped the United States to tell us about it. Like I mentioned before, again and again. All these like American tech companies have got a lot of stupid shit in there now. All right. So let's look into business a little bit. I don't know about you, but when the entire region of cars decide to put fake technology into the cars that they sell, the whole I don't know about you is like why I mean the people that continue to drive these cars feeling like prestigious and luxurious. It's like in the 90s, like they don't have 50 Ti in the engines, and they drive lower quality MPGs for over 10 years, believing it's like a luxury for performance. I don't know about you, but when they do that and they continue to implement a culture of cheating, these cars are not legit. And that's why there's like, wait a minute, they may have affect a national security issue there because they're selling fake stuff from the diesels. So I mean, kind of understand why they're calling them out because you don't know what kind of fake stuff they're gonna put in the future. Because these guys did not go to school or pay attention in school in engineering, and they come out and get hired, like cheating on standardized tests in some of the bank employees to get into the financial jobs, and it's revealing now, like you see in the news. They continue the culture of cheating. They do drugs. It's easy a drug transaction. They just like believe in certain like um, you know, music that doesn't even make sense, and then because it's all about easier drug transactions. So the culture is like closer with the United States financial industry and the engineering industry in Europe. they're more relatable to each other. So I mean, if you're like relatively educated, you see what's going on, right? All right, so it's a little bit like that with the Monday headline commentary. All right, so it's gonna be busy week ahead with the summit in Vietnam, where they flesh out additional understanding of terms, just like the trade dispute discussions, fleshing out the definitions, what they mean by what. But here's another irony I realize. They're trying to push the renminbi or yuan to appreciate. If it appreciates, they will increase the buying the same amount of products from China, but increases the trade gap because the renminbi is appreciating. So you buy the same amount of stuff, but it costs more. So the differences in the trade gap increases because it's like the same amount of product you buy, but it costs more. So there's a little irony in that in trying to appreciate the renminbi and yuan. Like the other ironies, like after I mentioned my commentary that you cannot buy China branded cars in the United States at all. 60 Minutes mentioned some electric car brands like Neo is trying to make plans into the United States, but it's very far away and still haven't happened yet. They build offices in the United States, but they're not selling the cars in the United States. So there's another irony about United States complaining access to market in China, but the car companies have no selling opportunities in the United States. Many brands like Neo, NIO, BYD, Build Your Dream, the electric cars that Warren Buffett invested and doesn't show up in the United States like they said they were going to do. Geely, Red Flag, things like that. None of them are showing up like sellable cars in the United States. So there's additional couple ironies in a trade dispute that I realize. All right, so all right, so maybe they want to realize something in the obviousness of many things. All right, so today's Monday, February 25th, 2019, and we're doing a morning business headline commentary. Something to know, I do have Indian followers, and India's Modi went for a big hug on Amazon after my daily video. This is below featuring Amazon. I also have Chinese business followers, and after I featured robotics arms and technology building supercars in my supercar remix music videos listed below, some of them, they decided to buy out Germany's robotics firm. Also, I do make commentaries in like November 2 years ago about landfilling for Hong Kong, and I did get an immediate response within 24 hours. And the development that they will go ahead and decide to do landfilling in Hong Kong to help them increase the territorial areas where they can build the economy more effectively. All right, so that's three of my sometimes actionable commentaries, and we're doing a morning business headline commentary. All right, good luck, everybody. There'll be like a lot of things happening this week. Stay tuned, and maybe I'll make more responsive commentary. And I do keep in contact and I do show additional more actionable commentaries beyond this videos, Monday videos. So you're interested in getting into my uh, circle of inner bros, like more recommendation stocks or investment opportunities, let me know. My information is listed below. All right, so happy trading, everybody.